Hello everybody, it is Brittany Britt and I am going to jump into it today. I've been trying to post this for the last probably 30 minutes. So here we go. Today I'm going to talk about a dream that I had back in July of 2021. It is now September of 2021. I am not going to say this dream is prophetic, okay? But it did make me think, and I'm going to share just in case it makes you think as well. So here we go. And first, this is part one, is the dream. Part two in a separate video will be the interpretation. So in this dream, I was looking down this wide man-made canal. It was very deep, very still, no boats on it. And I was looking down to the right, just down, it kind of went off into the distance. And as I was looking down this canal, this big gray warship started looming in from the left-hand side. And I wasn't expecting it, but as soon as I saw it, I knew I'm going to be taken onto that warship. I can't tell my family and friends. I'm just going to be on it without warning. So scene changed. I'm on this warship. Me and about maybe 50 other people were on this warship, all facing forward towards this one general of some sort. And we were all in rows, kind of like you'd be in kindergarten, so one person behind the other. And it was rows ranging from 2 people to about 5. That was the most. And it was like that. We were all in rows facing forward. And the general said something really big was coming and he was going to brief us on it, but before that happened, he would have to kill some of us. So we were all stunned. I knew that collectively we were stunned, even though we stood our ranks and stood, straight. He started down at the far right and he shot this little machine that covered about 2 to 3 rows of people at a time. And it had, when he pressed the button, it had something like smart missile-like bullets in it. And it only killed certain people within those rows. And it was intentional on his part, but I did not know what the determining factor was. So I'd watch him shoot, press the button, the bullets came out, some people dropped, and then he moved to the next couple rows, some people dropped, and that kept going. So I was watching, and then when it got to me, I'm thinking, do I run? What do I do? But I decided to just stand there. So it shot, and I didn't get killed. And then as it was moving on, I realized that everybody who had died, been killed by this smart machine, was people who were a threat to the government. They were either had too high of an education, they were too physically strong, just too clever. They were a threat, and I realized that I did not fall in that category at all. So as they were about to shoot the next couple rows next to me, without thinking, my leg shot up when the bullet went off, and I tried to block the person next to me, but they didn't get killed, and I didn't get shot. So anyway, after that happened, he warned us that there was something big coming. There is a global war, an absolute global chaos coming, and many, many, many people are going to die. And so I kind of took that in and started processing. So the scene skipped to where I was in the kitchen with my husband, and I had this awareness that there were cameras all over me, like the government could see everything I was doing no matter where I was in my house. And I was also aware if I told him what was coming, then they'd kill me, at least try to. So I, in that scene, I said, I really have something important that I need to talk to you about. And then the scene cut. I knew I'd planned to talk to him at some safe location. So the scene cut, and I'm walking into this giant cafeteria, and I'm standing in the door, and there's this pathway where there's, just some people coming in and out of the cafeteria. Then over to the left, you see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people sitting down and eating, and just talking, have no idea what's coming. And I knew my only proper response was to go share the gospel with these people. Sorry about that. My child came up and I had to cut the video. Okay, so I knew my only proper response to what I had learned was to share the gospel immediately, as fast as I could, with whoever would listen. And I knew that right at that point, it was not yet illegal to share the gospel, but soon it would not only be illegal, but it would also be worthy of death. So, but at that point, sharing the gospel was not on the government's eye, on their list of concerns at the time being, but I knew it was coming. So as I saw the first woman in front of me, I started walking towards her. I'm like, I'm gonna talk to this lady first. She's just first in front of me. This other woman walked into the cafeteria with the same passion as me. I could feel it. It didn't matter that she was a woman, but she had been on the Warship, and she was going to come up to the lady that I was talking to, but she saw me talking to her, so she went off somewhere else to find somebody else. So I go up to this lady, and I say, you know, how would you describe your relationship with Jesus? Which is normally not what I ask people first, but I did in the dream. And she just got angry, and she is like, you're persecuting me, you know, you're just, and I realized that she also had some mental challenges, difficulties, and she kind of crumpled on the floor and was crying. And I got down on my knees and I just said, ma'am, please just look at me, look at my eyes. And finally got her to look at my eyes, and I just smiled at her. And then she realized that that I was actually not trying to hurt her, but love her with truth. And at that point I realized my task with her was completed. So I turned to the left to go down the walkway. There was one walkway between all of these people in the cafeteria, to go find anybody else who would listen to me. No one knew what was coming. They were just eating and drinking, chatting, no idea. So as I was going down this row of people looking for someone I could talk to, I realized this one woman with brown hair who was sitting at one of the tables, she was just staring at me, and her gaze never broke. And as I got up to her, she grabbed my arm. She's like, ma'am, I have seen what you've been doing, and I just want you to know that it is beautiful and it's good. And I just broke out into tears because it's hard. Like what I did with the lady, it was emotionally so hard. And I knew this whole thing was going to be hard, and I was going to be rejected, and I was going to experience extreme hardships with it. So she gave me a hug, and I gave her a hug. And I knew I was about to let go and continue on my mission, but that's where the dream ended. So I'm going to end this here. Combine the first part of this with the second part of this. And remember, a dream interpretation is coming in another video. So I'll see you guys soon.